Good morning and welcome to the First Unitarian Church of Cincinnati. My name is Reverend Connie Simon. Located on the ancestral lands of the Adena, Hopewell, Miami, and Shawnee people, our urban community welcomes all with love, supports learning and spiritual growth, serves our wider community, and works for justice, equity, and inclusion. During the service today and in the announcements afterward, you may hear mention of programs or events or other things of interest to you. If you'd like to learn more about any of these events, our community, or our programming, please send an email to member-care@firstuu.com. We begin our time together by lighting our chalice, the chosen symbol of our faith, and I will ask Chris to light the chalice, if you don't mind. We light it with these words by Mark Ward. In the first glimmers of morning, the world begins to take shape. First vague outlines, patterns of light and dark, then colors, dun branches of trees and withered wintered grass. The brightening sky bathes the familiar landscape with a glow as it sleepily reveals itself. Blessed morning. Oh, to have another day, to wake from whatever night thoughts dwell within, to rise and have the world unfold before us, where the possible unwinds into the actual, where dreams await their fulfilling, where we meet once again to live into the hope that gathers us. Blessed morning. Please rise in body or spirit as you are willing and able so we can sing our vision song. The words appear on the screen. Now turn and greet your neighbor.
I don't know how many of you know this, but I actually got my degree in middle childhood education. 5th and 6th grade, I had the most influential teacher, a teacher that inspired in me a love of learning that continues to this day. I also chose teaching because I really wanted this. okay. But you know what? We're all on our own journey, and we're all learning. So, I completely lost my train of thought. So I'm just going to let you take it away with the video that I have.
Just in Case You Want to Fly by Julie Fagliano. Illustrated by Christian Robinson. Just in case you want to fly, here's some wind, and here's the sky. Here's a feather, here's up high, here's a wing from a butterfly. Here's a cherry if you need a snack, and if you get itchy, here's a scratch on the back. Here's a rock to skip, and a coin to wish, and a fork, and a spoon, and a cup, and a dish. And just in case you want to sing, here's a la la la, and a ding ding ding. Here's a joke if you want to laugh. Bye, son. And here's your toothbrush and your favorite giraffe. Here's a blanket, and here's a dream, and some kisses on your head. Here's a pillow, and here's a song for when you go to bed. And just in case you want to cry, here's a tissue, and here's a sigh. Here's an umbrella in case it rains, and some honey for your tea. And here is a map with an X on the spot to find your way home to me. This book is about a parent and a kid, but really it could be about any person or any group of people who help in raising the next generation. I wonder, what are some things that you give or wish to give to future generations in this church and beyond its walls?
Fiona doesn't want to go now in peace. She doesn't have to. This is the time in our service when we honor and lift up the joys and sorrows of our community. It's been a rough week, hasn't it? It's been a hard week. And there have been some joys in the week to go along with the sorrows that we're holding. And that is the cycle of life, isn't it? Those times when we think that everything is peachy and it's not. Or that we think that everything is falling apart and it's not. We hold both in our hands, in our heads, in our hearts, in our spaces, in our dealings with one another, in the ways that we treat one another and our world around us. So this morning, as we come in, let's begin by honoring our sorrows. For our friends Tim and Lois who are still recovering from COVID. For Anne as she continues to recover from a fall. For all of those who are dealing with injuries and illness and sadness, we send love. For those in our community, me included, who are sad at some transitions that are happening. For all of those things, we are sad and our hearts hurt. For war that continues, for division that continues, we are hurt and we are sad. And we have some joys. We do have joy. We have had this morning, before he ran off, a visiting new little one here in the church this morning. It's always good to see new faces, especially little ones. And the new big face that went along with him. He didn't come in by himself. It's good to see some of you who haven't been in this space in a while. Welcome home. We can be grateful that the storms that did so much damage in the Midwest yesterday passed us by, while still holding our hearts for those who did suffer loss. And I'm going to get in trouble for this. We have some birthdays too. And I was told that if I say the names that my microphone would be turned off. So you can probably guess. That's all right. I'm not naming any names, but two people sitting over there have birthdays this week. I didn't say any names. I see someone pointing a finger over somebody else's head with another May birthday. If you have a May birthday and you want to, raise your hand. Oh, I see one hand and I know there are 4 birthdays in this room. Happy birthday to all of you. Okay. So let's honor those, along with one more birthday, and I didn't see this hand come up. John Roach is hiding back there. John is going to turn 67 years old on Saturday. And these are his favorite flowers. So, as you come up to drop your stone in water, also wish John a little happy birthday as you look at them. So what are these stones for our visitors? The stones represent our joys and our sorrows. And we use these same stones every week. That some of them I've noticed are starting to get a little worn. And that's a good thing. The water represents the power of community. I was told this morning that the water we bless during water communion that's in here is actually Ninja Turtle water. So there is a drop of Ninja Turtle water and then some regular water in there too. And when we drop the stone, it's so that our sorrows can be softened by the love of community and our joys can be amplified by the same. So I invite you now to come forward as you are willing or able. Come up the outside and back down the middle and drop a stone in water. And I'll move out of the way so you can enjoy John's birthday flowers. Come forward. Looks like I'm the one buying the tasty cakes now. I once was lost, but I have a blessing for you this morning from Thich Nhat Hanh. The cosmos is filled with precious gems. I want to offer a handful of them to you this morning. Each moment you are alive is a gem, shining through and containing earth and sky, water and clouds. It needs you to breathe gently for the miracles to be displayed. Suddenly you hear the birds singing, the pines chanting, see the flowers blooming, the blue sky, the white clouds, the smile and the marvelous look of your beloved. You, the richest person on earth who've been going around begging for a living, stop being the destitute child. Come back and claim your heritage. We should enjoy our happiness and offer it to everyone. Cherish this very moment. Let go of the stream of distress and embrace life fully in your arms. For those we have named, for those whose names we do not know, and for those whose names are carefully guarded in our hearts, we drop these last stones in water. Please join me now in a moment of silent meditation, reflection, or prayer. Each month, we designate an agency or organization or cause here in the Cincinnati area to be the beneficiary of our Share the Plate collection. This month, for their amazing work with youth in the area, we've selected the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Cincinnati. Please join me now in welcoming the Vice President of Development of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Cincinnati, Austin Schiff, to First Church.
Good morning, everybody. Whoa, that was nice. Thank you for having me today. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak with you all about the Boys and Girls Club. My name is Austin Schiff. I am a Cincinnati native, born and raised, so was obviously very happy to see the Bengals in the Super Bowl this year. Went to school, and after school, I spent 2 years in Mississippi doing Teach for America, teaching high school math. In July of 14, I came back to Cincinnati and started an organization called Cincinnati Squash Academy that I ran for 4 years. Since then, I've been in the role of Vice President of Revenue Development for the Boys and Girls Club. And again, very excited to be here today to speak with you all. The mission of the organization is to create and enable all young people, especially those who need us most, to reach their full potential as productive, caring, responsible citizens. As I was thinking about this and trying to write this speech, I was reading through the mission statement again, and it's something we put on funding literature and things we share with donors and supporters. But I was really reading it again, and I think the nominative term is full potential. I'll tell you about the programs we run, I'll tell you everything we do, and we do some really wonderful stuff. But what Boys and Girls Clubs truly does is meet each one of our kids that we serve every day. We give them the resources, the expertise, the support, the love that they need to find the path that they want to take and to succeed in that path. We serve over 5,000 youth each year. We have 7 sites, so 5 of them are freestanding sites like our Avondale Club. We own the building. We have to pay all the expenses for the building. We have 2 school partner sites where we work out of the schools. We serve everywhere in Claremont County, Newport, Kentucky, Covington, Avondale, Price Hill. We have 3 major pillars, programs that we offer our kids. Graduate is our academic enrichment, it's homework help, it's tutoring, it's making sure they succeed in school. But equally as important, it's developing the passion and the love for learning. That sometimes school, because they have to teach for the test or they have to get to the next lesson, there's not always that opportunity. The next program pillar is Fit for Life. So that's staying active, being healthy, eating healthy, running around. I was just in Royal Hill, one of our school partner sites on Friday. We were playing kickball with the kids. They looked great, and they looked better than the Cincinnati Reds, so we were excited to see that. And the last is Ready to Serve. That's our character development. That's the importance of volunteering and giving back. Our workforce development programs to help them towards secondary school and careers of purpose and meaning. Since COVID-19, there's an additional pillar, something we've been very intentional about. That's our mental health program. COVID-19, social distancing, quarantining was very, very hard on our students, and we're just starting to see and understand those effects. We've partnered with back-to-back ministries to train our staff in trauma-informed care. We work with NECO and MEBS to be there for the students, because to learn, to be active, to be a leader, it's very difficult if you're anxious, if you're stressed. I was talking with Miss Emily Yellman. She's a club director at the Avondale Club, asking her how things were going. One of our big struggles has been behavior. She was telling me about this little girl who came up to her and said, "Miss Emily, I don't have to listen to you, and I don't have to follow your dumb rules." Years ago, we may not have known exactly how to address that as best we could. But before the staff could even respond, another girl, a torch girl, that's 4th and 5th grade, named Delaney, came up to this little girl who was having this bad day. She said, "Can I show you something that the Boys and Girls Club staff, taught us to do when we get stressed out? Do you want to start spinning in circles with me?" Literally, spinning in circles. Not only is it, the activity and the movement is helpful for the stress, but it's silly. And when things are silly, you laugh. And then sure enough, in a minute or two, they were laughing. And the rest of their day was great. So graduate, fit for life, ready to serve, but also our mental health programs. And as you can see, one of the other items is our program is free for every one of our kids. There is no barrier for membership. We are data-driven. So while I love to share the anecdotal stories like that, those really feel-good moments, we are purposeful in making sure that each and every day we're in the classroom with our students, each and every day we're working with them, we're having an effect. So we do measure objectively, making sure we're being successful and making sure we're making a difference. Making a difference like Richard Green, III. He was our 2021 Youth of the Year. Youth of the Year is a competition we host every February in which some of our best and brightest compete through public speaking, through writing an essay in front of a panel of judges. Richard Green won 2021's Youth of the Year. With that, he won a $20,000 scholarship. He is, and then on top of that, we had a very generous corporate partner, along with St. Thomas University, provide the following scholarship funds. So he is on a full ride. He's in Miami. He's at St. Thomas University, and he got to this place because of our program. He's doing great, by the way. We're keeping up with him. He's doing well in his classes. He's studying biology this summer. Forgive me, I'm not going to be able to describe this well because he's smarter than I am. He's going to be researching turtles and their migration patterns. Him and his girlfriend are also writing a fantasy novel that he's very excited to publish. So we're very proud of Richard Green and Richard Green's story. But he's just one of many. Closest to the church here is our Dudley S. Taft Club that serves around 100 students a day. We're proud, very proud of each and every one of them, and some of them may not have that big, flashy story, but as they come to our clubs after school, 2:30 to 7, Monday through Friday, as they come to our summer camps, they have the opportunity, just like Richard and our other students, to reach their full potential. But it's not always just hard work and grind, graduate, fit for life, and ready to serve in mental health programs. We have fun. These are some of the pictures from, I have to speak in the mic. He told me he's going to yell at me, you can't hear me. Some of the pictures of our kids from the clubs. I'll tell you about a really fun event we did recently. So we partnered with Shining Stars basketball program. Their CEO is a board member, and they hosted a basketball night. So we had 200 families and kids. They came to play basketball with the players from the program. Alex Meacham, who was the board member, gave an inspirational speech, motivation, about tenacity, about overcoming struggles and obstacles. We had Chick-fil-A, because everybody loves Chick-fil-A. And at the end of this, every one of those students got a pair of new Kyrie Irving basketball shoes and socks. And so they got to come out, and they were all walking around, strutting them out, and they were so excited. So, we work hard every day. We push, graduate, and it's tough. There's no magic curriculum. COVID-19 has had a lot of effect not only on mental health, but on the achievement gap and their academic success. But we're proud and we're excited that we had the opportunity to help them reach their full potential. Because in the end, it's not that magic curriculum, it's hard work, it's relationships, it's spending time with them, building trust, showing love, working with them intimately. So, love the opportunity that I got to speak with you all today. If it is something you're interested in making a difference, come to one of our clubs. Come to the Dudley Taft Club or one of our others. Volunteer. Get to know the kids, because I know they'll love it and I know you can make a difference. And I am Vice President of Revenue Development, so I do have to put a donate page up there. I'm sorry. I have to do it. I would get fired if I didn't. But I really do want to thank you all for making us and the Boys and Girls Clubs this month's Share the Plate Collective. I really appreciate your time, your attention, and the opportunity to share our mission. And thank you all for all you do.
Thank you, Austin. Oh, those kids. That's why we do what we do, isn't it? That is what Unitarian Universalism is about. It's not about creed. It's not about getting into heaven. It's not about any of those things. It's about transforming the world we're in now and making it a better place. And I am incredibly grateful to Boys and Girls Clubs for doing that in our part of the world. And you can support that work. Debbie, I will ask you if you'll include this in our next volunteer newsletter. So if you're interested in volunteering your time, your talent, you can do so that way. If you'd like to give financially, we've made it as easy as possible. You can text the word GIVE to 513-717-7373. If you have access to our Breeze member system, you can click on Give Now. You can give online at www.firstuu.com. If you choose electronic giving, just use the drop-down box to select Share the Plate for May. Or you can always write a check made payable to First Unitarian Church of Cincinnati with Boys and Girls in the memo line and mail it to 536 Linton Street, Cincinnati, Ohio. If this is your first time visiting us, we invite you to let the virtual plate pass you by, except to give to Boys and Girls Clubs. Our offering will now be gratefully received. Let's now extinguish our chalice by reciting together the words that appear on the screen. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
All right. Can you guys hear me okay? All right, I'm naturally loud, so that helps. Good morning. My name's Rebecca Schaefer, a.k.a. Elliot's mom. If you ask Fran, she likes to send nice notes to our house referring to Philip and I as his staff. I'm on your board of trustees, as many of you know. Today, I'm here to give an update on the ministerial transition and the board's active work with our staff and community on this item. I want you guys to all personally know that we've been incredibly engaged in the last couple weeks, communicating on a daily basis. The board is here, we're united, we're gonna get through this. Thursday, which was this last Thursday, 4/28, we submitted our application for an interim minister. This will be a one-year position. Reverend Lisa Presley, who's our rep, wrote a letter to go along with it, informing the potential interim candidates kind of what's going on with us and reassuring them that the board is energized and united. In early May, the first 2 weeks of May, the board, a small committee of the board, will host interviews with those interested ministers. By mid-May, we expect to make an offer to an interim minister. So this is a very active process. There's not going to be any kind of lull. We're kind of keeping our inertia moving forward. Sometime in August, this is when we expect interim minister to join us, is in August. So we're going to keep moving through the summer. Reverend Connie has put plans in place to get us through the summer, which is great. And then in January 2023, we're going to go through the process of requesting a developmental minister. So if that's a new term to you, it was certainly a new term to me. A developmental minister is someone who comes for a medium amount of time. So an interim comes for a short amount of time, right? A settled minister like Reverend Connie comes for a more significant amount of time. What the developmental minister does is helps us focus on working through a couple of specific questions or items that we as a group identify. So the kind of workflow, for lack of a more attractive word, is that for the next year with the interim minister, that individual will help us identify what those kind of 2 or 3 burning questions are that we as a congregation want to address. So interim minister comes and helps us do like the filtering work, right, to get to what these items are that we want to dig into more hardcore. Then the developmental minister, our hope is, will come for like 3 to 7 years, a medium amount of time. Just enough time to get Elliot through elementary school, which when I think about it that way is borderline terrifying. Yeah. So they'll come and help us kind of focus on those items that we as a group identify. So this is work that we're going to do as a community. We're going to identify these items, and then that individual is going to come help us focus harder on those. And this is all kind of the board and the congregation's long-term growth plan, basically like saying, hey, we acknowledge where we are. Like, first step is admitting where we are. This is where we are, and to address that, this is what we're going to do. So yeah, that'll be January. So this is something that's actively happening. We're actively engaged in. And then another date that I know you all have heard is that June 12th will be Reverend Connie's last day in the pulpit, which will be followed by a farewell coffee hour. So we have time to work through this. There's a few weeks left for us here, which is great. So with that, I'm going to ask, it's 10:43 now, so I'm going to start at the end and work towards the beginning here. There is a Linton concert today at 12:30. So the board wanted to give an opportunity to start kind of talking through where we all are at, but we need to be very conscious of our commitments to the building. So 10:43, leave the sanctuary, grab your coffee, come back here. At 10:53, I will be standing right here, and I will kick off a little congregational conversation for us. Then, in an hour, which will be 11:43, I will say, we are done talking. We know that we have a lot more talking to do, but we're not going to do it today. And then you guys are all going to help me set up the chairs in a frantic team building activity. And then we're all going to leave the parking lot at noon so that the Linton folks can come in. Can we all get buy-in to that? All right. Thank you very much. Go get some coffee.